I don't know if that's gonna turn it around or not. What does that do? Okay, it's showing nobody in the room right now, but let's give it a moment to sort itself out. Is anybody out there? Hello? One person popped in. This is my first attempt at live, and this is before I've met the threshold of supposedly having enough subscribers and enough watched hours. So I'm trying to figure this out. Mark's here and Jeff's here. Hey guys. Oh my god, I miss you guys. Yeah, bear with me. This is kind of confusing. This is my very first live. So, and this whole setup, I'm doing it on my phone. So this is kind of confusing. Hey Jeff, what's up, buddy? How you been doing? Am I coming through okay? Can you hear me? And more importantly, can you see me? The girls are back there. There's Jernie. Hey, excuse the mess in the van. I haven't had a chance to do any house cleaning yet. Are you saying hi to everybody? There's only one person out there, but it's Jeffy Bear out there. Huh? Uncle Jeffy Bear's out there. You gonna say hi to him? Yeah? And Mark's there. Hey, Mark. It's only showing one person in the room, but oh, now it's showing nobody. I don't know. This is I'm a rookie at this, eh? You guys are seasoned pros. Goodness me. And it's got me in portrait. Like, it wouldn't let me. It was trying to tell me turn my phone sideways to do it, but it wouldn't go live until I put it in portrait. So I don't fucking know what's going on. Now it's telling me nobody's in the room. Fun times. Mark's got his earbuds on now. I'll try not to yell. You see my face? Well, that's either a good thing or a bad thing. I'm not quite sure. If you can hear me, just let me know if you can hear me. There's Jernie. Holly's up on the bed. My place is a pigsty right now. I haven't had a chance to do any house cleaning. I decided I would try and see about going live here and see how this thing works, but I'm not so sure that this is going to work out all that great. So Mark says, yeah, we're here. Anyway, since I only have two of you, I guess there's there's not much to say. Mark, I guess you're still down on Vancouver Island, are you? You have some projects on the go down there, do you? Pretty soon I'm going to get tired of looking at my own face here. I'm trying the Wi-Fi next to Save on Foods. I'm just kind of behind it. Trying to pick up on their Wi-Fi, but I don't know. I might have picked a bad time to do a live. I don't know. I got bored, and I'm just trying to sort this stuff out. Anyway, we're doing okay. We're still in Kelowna. In the main part of Kelowna, there's West Bank, and then there's Central City, and there's a bunch of other little areas like Dilworth, and they're all broken up into different areas that they call have different names. But anyway, it's basically Kelowna City. I really like it here. It's quite nice. We've been enjoying it. Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay, I guess, on you hearing me. Signal's not the greatest, but yeah, busy guy, eh? Which is good because, it's going to help your channel take off, and you're doing quite well. Seem to be a popular guy out there, which is good. I'm happy for you, and I'm glad that you got to connect with Joseph out there and do a little bit of hanging out. I miss you guys, and I miss being up in Squamish and doing the camping thing and hunting for firewood with Jeffy Bear and stuff like that. Be nice to see you guys. I'm sorry, Mark, that you didn't get to stop by Kelowna, but I figured that your schedule would be a little bit hectic, and day by day it would change. But if you have the time to stop by on your way back, it'd be great to see you. Don't have to. I've got nothing up here in the way of my solar panels or electrical anyway, so. And I kind of had a little bit of a health, not scare, but anyway, went for medical procedure and all that kind of stuff. So everything seems to check out clear, but they tell me just to keep tabs on things because there's a history of it in my family. So, and I'm talking about colon stuff. Not that anybody wants to hear about that, but yeah, it sure would be great to see you and chit chat and just kind of get a rough idea as to what I need to complete my solar setup and get that done. I don't even, like, there's only just one person in the chat. I appreciate that, though. I appreciate you showed up. Huh? What? Are you saying hi? Are you saying hi to everybody? Yeah? You saying hi? Uncle Mark's in there. He is. He is. Yeah, mom's the word. I didn't even see that comment, so mom's the word. What? Oh, man. I think she's probably singing for her supper. So now we have 3 people in here. Who else is in there? Drop a comment and say hi and let me know who's here. Who's all here? Mark's here. Is Jeffy still here? Sure would be nice if I had the time or whatnot to go back east to Ontario and pay a visit to Jeff. I didn't get to see him when he was still down on the island. But I hope, if you're still in the room, I hope you're doing good, and I hope things are moving forward with, did he fall asleep? Yeah. And I hope things are working out with chairs and plans and whatnot um, for the van and all that kind of stuff. Speaking of vans, um, I see, Mark, you stripped down Jeffy's van, uh, and you're gonna kind of rebuild from scratch again, which I guess is a good thing because if there was mold from it sitting after he left, yeah, you don't want that shit in there. So scrub it out, paint it where you need to, and uh, start fresh. But yeah, it's going to be a great project for you, and I look forward to seeing it when it's all finished. And I guess all the stuff that Andy built, you're going to try and salvage as much of that as possible, eh? And keep that. How long did it take me to fill out my van? Uh, it was kind of an ongoing project over, I would say, the first year of me being in the van. When I started out, I just kind of hopped into it. I purchased the van. I had a pickup truck, and I decided, after doing some research on uh, overlanding and stuff like that with my pickup truck, I soon realized that because of, having my two big dogs and that kind of stuff, my pickup truck was not going to be big enough. It was not going to be feasible. I could do it, but it would only just be for like spur of the moment weekend camping trips and stuff. Nothing feasible to actually live out of on a full-time basis. It was not going to be enough room because the bed was only, I think, a 5 or a 6 foot long bed. And then the width of it was not going to be, it just wasn't enough space. I would have had to have purchased a camper and put that on the back in order for it to be reasonable to live in. And I didn't really want to do that because, I don't know, I'm just not a camper kind of person. Nothing against campers, of course, but it just wasn't for me. Anyway, so then I got into the rabbit hole of Vanlife and got on YouTube, and I was looking at all this stuff. But of course, a lot of the videos that I got into were the glamorous side of van life and all these elaborate builds and the Mercedes and yada yada. And that kind of put me off for a bit because Mercedes is so expensive. That was well out of my price range. There was no way I was going to be able to afford a Mercedes for sure. And then of course so it left me between Ford and Dodge. So I did my research on what the pros and cons were between the models, and ProMaster gave me the most incentive as far as building out. The shape of the ProMaster is a little bit more square than what the Ford is. The deck on the ProMaster is lower because there's no drive shaft that goes down the middle, so they don't have to bump it up where you would walk into the cargo space. You step up and into it like a cargo van, like like Jeffy Bear's van and like Chrome's van. So the ProMaster is one level in the deck, if that makes any sense, because it's front wheel drive, so there's no drive shaft to the rear. So that appeased me as well. So the decking was lower, and I took that into consideration because Holly, my dog, is aging. She's 15, and getting in and out of a van wasn't exactly the best idea for her. And of course, I'm getting up there in age too, so mid-50s, and I didn't really want to have to be stepping up into a high living space either. So that's why I chose ProMaster. And I moved into it bare bones. You could see it here now. Pardon the mess. I haven't had a chance to do any cleaning today. So when I purchased it, it was bare bones. It was blank, nothing in it. And I've gradually just put everything in it over the I guess the first year that I was in it, first year and a half almost. I've been in it for 2 years now. It was March. So beginning of March marked my 2 years in the van. So the bed that I had was an actual bed that I purchased from IKEA. It's a double bed. And I just took apart some of it and kept the main bed frame itself. So it's got the slats underneath, and it's got an aluminum support beam down the center. And then of course the side pieces. So I took the headboard off and the footboard, and then I just kind of built it in as a floating bed. I did the bump outs. So everything that you see in here I built myself. These panels were prefabricated. So they're like, what do you call them? MDF board. So they're pressed particle board stuff. And then it's got it's made to look like plank, if you can see that. So it's pre-pressed, and it's I don't know, I just kind of like that look of it. The dresser was mine from my bedroom. The desk right there, that was also from my bedroom. The side table matched the dresser, so that's still here. I've got a cooler that I bought. This is just garbage on the floor for the dog. It's just a mat. What else? And then the cedar paneling. So a friend of mine did the cedar paneling, and also the floor is laminate. So it's been a project. It's been a work in progress. I don't know if I lost any. Have I lost anybody? Seems I have. Sometimes I get talking and it's just like, oh my God, shut up. So Black Man RVing, I don't know if you're still in the room. You bought a 98 40 350 shuttle bus, 34 feet. Nice. A lot of stuff for the inside, but motivation to be finished, starting work has been low. Because, okay. I mean, don't take it on all as though you need to have it all built out right away. Move into it and live in it and do a piece at a time, or little bits at a time. You don't have to have everything all done right off the bat. If you take on that kind of mentality, and I had that in the first place when I first started, oh my God, I can't live in it without it being built out. And that threw me off, and it made me procrastinate. So I had the van probably a good 6 months, if not a little bit more, before I actually moved into it. And when I moved into it, the walls weren't done, the floor wasn't done, the ceiling wasn't done, there was no insulation. And the only thing that I had in it was my dresser, the side table. I bought a cooler, and my desk. I had no flooring. I had no ceiling, no roof vent, no walls, no big bed like this. I bought a folding cot from Yesk for like $200, and that was it. So I basically just jumped into it with what I had, put the rest in storage that I couldn't put into the van. Just odds and ends that I've had since God knows when. But furniture-wise, just to put in here to keep my clothing and put some food and stuff in storage, I just had my dresser and the desk. Do what you can. That's all I can say. Because when I was doing the research, and I was looking online and YouTube channels, and the intimidation factor was unbelievable with all these elaborate builds. And I thought, Jesus, I can't do that. I can't afford it. But then I found, and not a word of a lie, and I don't keep bringing his name up because I'm trying to promote him or anything. But Chrome Valdez, he was my inspiration, to be quite honest. He's the man that whose YouTube channel and everything that he was doing was the motivating factor for me. And everything that man says hits home. He doesn't bullshit and candy coat stuff. So I took his advice and I just did it. I took whatever I had and I went with it. And I don't regret it one single second. We've lost some people here. I don't know if anybody's still out there. Yeah, I don't know if you're still here or not, Black Man RVing, but do I have any solar panels? Yes, I do. I've got 2 of them, 100-watt solar panels. So I've got 200 watts of solar that I can put on the top of my van, but they're in storage. I know nothing about electrical. I know nothing about any of that kind of stuff. So I don't even know the first thing on how to put them on the roof. Yeah, so I would need help with that. And to be honest, I recently went through some personal stuff, and I just kind of I lost the wind in my sails, if you will, and I almost kind of threw my hands in the air and said forget it altogether. But anyway, so yes, I do. I have 2 solar panels. I've also got a 170 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery that I will be putting in and hooking that up as well, with the help of somebody that knows what they're doing, of course. I've got a 2000 watt inverter. I think it's 2000 watt. I've got the DC to DC charge controller. I've got pretty much everything that I need. I just don't know. I have no experience putting it in. That's the only thing. So I know nothing about that. Did I buy it in a cute, or did I buy them separately? I'm assuming you mean did I buy them all at once or did I buy them separately? No, I bought them all at once. It came as an RV package from Renogy. So it came with the solar panels, the tray cables, the entry housing thingamajiggy. Mark's gonna laugh at me now, I know it. What else did it come with? Came with a bunch of different things. So I just went on the Renogy page and I looked at what I needed to buy. So they've got different setups. So I just chose the RV package. So it had 2 panels and it had all the other stuff. The battery, of course, didn't come with that package, so I had to purchase that separately. But I basically purchased it all at once, but separate pieces, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I'm basically ready to go. I just need help putting it in. That's all. Price wise, gosh, I'd have to go back and look at all my like all the history on what I purchased. The battery alone was around about $1,400-$1,500 Canadian. The package for, like, the RV package for the solar setup was, I think, please forgive me if I'm mistaken, but I think it was around $800-$900 Canadian. So everything in with all the odds and ends that I purchased, I would say it's got to be at least $3,000-$4,000 that I dropped on it. But I had the money available to me at that time through shares from a company that I used to work with. So I had the money to actually be able to drop it on that. at the time. For somebody that doesn't have the money, yeah, you'd have to purchase it separate and as you go. But if you've got the cash, it can be expensive, and I'm sure the prices have gone up since I purchased all of that stuff. But yeah, I mean, to do it all at once, it's quite costly. And don't quote me on that for memory's sake, but I'm guessing, yeah, it was probably around the 4 grand mark, 4,000 Canadian, give or take. I don't know. I'm just gonna get out of the van and go in the back. I'm still here though. Where's the doggo? There's Jernie. She's what the channel's named after. There's Vanlife Jernie right there. I think she might need to go outside, so I'm gonna let her out. And I've still got my coffee that I think is cold. So I'm still here. I might drop you with the signal, but hang tough. $8,000 inverter. Holy smokes! What are you gonna like? What are you planning on powering with that? Holy man, 8,000 watts. That's a big inverter. I thought 2,000 was big. Apparently not. I'm gonna bring the dog out. You coming out? You have to pee? You don't need to see her peeing. Okay, you gonna go pee pee? Hurry up, dog. Hurry up, Bubba. Please forgive me for not being on top of the comments here. The setup I have is kind of weird because I'm not on the computer. I'm on my phone. Stay here. Don't go on the road. Believe in overkill. I mean, it depends on what you're wanting to run, right? If you're wanting, like, if you're wanting all the bells and whistles and full-on kitchen appliances, and depending on the size of fridge, freezer, or whatever it is that you want to run, yeah, I mean, you want a good-sized inverter. Like, I'm not going to be running huge electrical appliances like blenders and stuff like that. If anything, I would just get like a little magic bullet thingy, one of those quick, easy ones. And I just kind of run maybe a rice cooker or a small crock pot. I want to run, for sure. Hey, Baba. So I'm going to come into the van now. You can see, for me, this is, and all right, see you, Mark. Thanks for joining. It was good to hear from you. Yeah, I'll give you a shout. I'm not going to be on here too long because, like I say, this is my first live, and I'm not really used to it, so I'm just kind of not really talking. I don't know what to say. Height-wise in here for the ProMaster from floor to ceiling, and that's with the tongue and groove cedar panel, and then of course, was it quarter or half out with all right, I think I might have lost people. I feel like I'm just sitting here looking at myself, which I pretty much am. Still listening and driving, but eating. That's okay. Speaking of which, I probably want to get something for my supper too soon. And I should feed the dog sometime soon. I guess it doesn't like me inside the van. It's cutting the signal out. I'm just behind Save on Foods grabbing their Wi-Fi, so it's not the strongest signal. So I kind of feel like this thing's lying to me about how many people are in the room. It says 0. Hey, just live, love, laugh frugally. Hi, we're doing okay. Yeah, sorry it's not the strongest signal. I'm out behind Save on Foods. This is Save on Foods. I'm just out behind where they do their shopping pickup thing, their delivery stuff, whatever. So I'm just kind of taking the Wi-Fi signal off of Save on Foods. All right, Mark. Tired. Good man. What are you eating? What are you having for food? Anything interesting? Hi, Iron Fire Horse. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I feel like this thing is lying to me how many people are actually here. Because it says only 1. But there's more of you than that. Still hear a phone. I'm still on advice. Yeah, well, I mean, whatever advice that I can give you, I'm certainly not professional by any means, and I'm sure not seasoned like Chrome is, or Jeffy Bear, or even Mark the Paint Guy. These guys are well on their way, and they've got probably way more advice to give you than what I could. I mean, I'll do the best I can to give you the advice that you're asking me, but if I can't, I'll point you in the direction of who can. So anything electrical and stuff like that, Mark the Paint Guy, he's good at it. He knows his stuff. So does Joseph, Sharing the Wild. And when it comes to a bunch of other stuff, reach out to check out Chrome, Van City Vanlife. He knows a lot of stuff, and he's been doing this for almost, 5 years now, I think. And that man knows the ins and outs of van life like pretty much nobody else I know. And I think even Emmy, the cat lady van, she knows a bunch of stuff too. So I'm still pretty new to the van life thing, but I know stuff because I've been following them. What are you doing? What you doing? See, my comments keep coming up, but and then they fade off, so I'm kind of missing stuff. Any upcoming adventures? There's always upcoming adventures when I can get a chance. I work full-time in Kelowna here. So I don't get a heck of a lot of free time because working full-time 5 days a week doesn't really allow me a lot of time to be able to go. But there's so many back roads here in Kelowna, it's not even funny. I've already poked my nose up one of the back roads to a spot called Postal Lake. If you want to look that up, you can check it out. But Postal Lake Road, on the way up to Postal Lake, has a lot of diversions. And if you come here and stop off in Kelowna at any time in your travels, I would certainly take you up there. There's some really neat spots to go and camp. And not even that, not even just up there, just on the West Bank side. A couple of nights ago, I stayed at a spot. It's just a small spot. You could put 2 vehicles in there. It's got a little fire pit, and it's got a beautiful view of the lake. You'd absolutely love it. So, yeah, I'm absolutely happy to show you these little things I've been poking my nose around, and I've been going to and from Salmon Arm as well to volunteer with the horses. So even spots along that way. Swan Lake is a great place to stop at Horse Lake. So yeah, lots of adventures to come. I've got some footage of a couple of different spots that I'm gonna put together. I have to do some editing and throw up another couple of videos coming. One is up the back of Postal Lake Road, and the other one is on the West Bank side of Kelowna, overlooking Okanagan Lake. So I've got footage of that. I just have to put it all together and show you guys. I mean, you're newer than me. Even still, you've still got the jump on me as far as experience and knowledge and stuff goes. So I think you've probably been in your van a heck of a lot longer than I have. You know, I mean, this stuff is just over 2 years new to me. So I think you've got a lot more experience. Iron Firehorse, yeah, BC is beautiful. I mean, there's a lot of places in Canada that are beautiful. BC is definitely on that list. I forget now whereabouts you're from. Yeah, see, this thing is lying to me again. It says nobody's in the room. See if I can flip it so I'm not staring at my face. So there's my van. It's a 2019 Ram ProMaster 3500. It's the 159-inch wheelbase, and it's extended. So it's the biggest of the ProMasters that they have. And I purchased it with, like, I special ordered it, basically. I took in my my Dodge 1500 pickup and traded it in on this, and I special ordered it. So when I was looking at vans, I went and I test drove, and I test drove the Ram, and I fell in love with it. And I spent a lot of time on the lot with the dealer, poking around inside the van, getting the dimensions, figuring out the width of it, the height of it, and everything that I needed, and then also going online and doing my research on it. So then I fell in love with the Ram. I love the way it drives. It handles like a tank in the snow. Front wheel drive is your best option for vehicles in the snow by a long shot. And it does pretty good. I've put some aggressive tread tires on it before I came up to Kelowna. So these are the, what is it, the Wrangler, Goodyear Wrangler Duratrack. Forget how much it cost me to put them on. But I'm telling you, you know, I mean, they're not the most expensive tires, but they're pretty good. I highly recommend them. If you can't afford, like the BF Goodrich types, they can be a little costly. But the Goodyear Wranglers are really good. I like them. Yeah, I just wish, Mark, that I could do a 4x on this thing. Apparently you can get lift kits for the vans, but I think it's only for the smaller ones. So the shorter vans, not the 159. But you can get the lift kits for them, apparently. And I've seen some with the lift kit, and they look pretty sweet. But that's it. And I special ordered it. So I went to the dealer once I decided that this was going to be the van for me. And I sat down with him, and we went over everything that I wanted in it. So it's got swivel seats. Both seats swivel. So I have the option of twisting them around and facing the living space. I haven't really done that much. I did it in the first little while, but I haven't really done it much lately. Just, I don't know why, I just really haven't felt the need to do it yet. but the option's there. So they came with it. It's got a 12 volt outlet at the back, so I can plug in cigarette lighter style for 12 volt if I want at the back. It's got heavy duty suspension. It's got a 220 amp alternator, so it's got the bigger alternator to handle charging a battery at the back when I get that all set up. What else did it have? I don't think there was really... Oh, it's got the towing capability, so it's got a tow package on it, but I didn't go with a tow, like the receiver on it. I was going to, but I wasn't sure if I was going to be towing anything, so I just went with the step on it. And the step comes in handy to go in and out through the back. But yeah, it's got the tow set up, so if I do want to do that, it's got everything already hooked up inside. Where'd my dog go? Jernie. Oh, you're peeing. Okay. So you can see what I'm talking about. Because it's a front wheel drive, there's no drive shaft that goes down the center to go and like drive the back. So front wheel drive, everything's up front, nothing going down. So the deck sits lower. So I don't have a huge amount of... and then I put the laminate in. My friend helped me. So between her and I, we did the flooring. I think the flooring was the first thing that I did in it. And then the ceiling and then the walls. In my videos going back, you can see all that stuff. There's some stuff that I didn't film, but you get the gist of it if you go back. With my desk, the sides of it were... Are we back? Yeah, we're back. Okay. My desk, the original sides were veneer, and because of where the desk is sitting here, every time I opened it up when it was raining, it was getting wet, and of course veneer, when it gets wet, it lifts and it starts to ripple. I had to tear all of that stuff off, and I just put plywood on it, and then I stained it. So I mean, it's nothing special, it's nothing fancy, but it ended up looking okay. I would kind of like to extend this countertop area and whatnot out a little further, but I don't know. I kind of like it there. I might just put a table, like a countertop that extends and then folds down, if you get what I mean. This, I'm not quite sure what I'll do with that. I may eventually get rid of it because it takes up space getting in and out, but... Jernie. You did a crazy... If it didn't cost you a whole lot of money, that's even better. All right, let's turn... I'm a rookie at this, and the signal's not the best. If I get a better signal, I'll do it again, but 85 for the foam insulation, 2 piano hunters. Nice. That's pretty decent. Yeah, whatever you can find that's for free, grab it. Like even right now, spring cleaning, people putting stuff on the side of the road for pickup that they don't want anymore. drive around your neighborhood and see what people are tossing out, because 9 times out of 10 you'll find something that you can utilize. So, you know, I mean, it just takes a little bit of elbow grease, sand it down. If it's a piece of furniture, sand it down and restain it or paint it or whatever. But you'll find stuff that is still pretty usable, or you can use pieces off of it. It doesn't matter. But be thrifty, be frugal, and try and save money where you can. Sometimes construction sites, they're getting rid of things like scrap wood and whatnot. They'll keep bins out front, and they toss scrap ends of wood and whatnot, and you know, you can go by, pick out stuff and take it if you want it. But and pallets, there's lots of places that are getting rid of old pallets that you can grab and make stuff out of that too. I've even considered grabbing some pallets and making starting up on my cabinetry. Bed frame, holy smokes, that's a good size. Yeah, see, I mean, just, it's like what I did with my bed. So it's getting a little dark. So this bed I've got here, like I said, was a full-size double bed. You're sitting out there looking like a hobo puppy again. Hey, you coming in? You coming in? So yeah, I mean, this bed frame that I have, full-size double bed, Kia. Yeah, I'm starting to drop signal now. And I just made it work. I put a couple of 2x6s on each end, like each wall. And then I propped the bed frame on top of that and secured it down. And it works. Full-size double bed. And yeah, I'm starting to lose signal here. Yeah, she's a good girl. She's a good dog. She listens pretty good. I always tease her when she sits on the sidewalk that she's a hobo puppy. Hey, you got no collar on. People passing by are going to think you're homeless. Are you homeless? Are you a homeless puppy? No? You want to say hi to everybody? No. You stay here. You stay here. I know you want to go see people, but you have to stay here, okay? Are you going to go inside? Good girl. Alrighty, Iron Fire Horse. Thanks for dropping by. I thought I'd give it. I think we can do this again moving forward. But yeah, thanks for dropping by. I appreciate that. And have a great night. So guys, I'm going to go to... I think I'm going to head out now. I'm going to go and try and figure out what to have for my supper. I've got to feed the girls. And again, the signal keeps dropping, so... Anyway, thanks to everybody that joined. I really appreciate that. Even if it was only just a handful of people, that's okay. It's exciting, and I got to learn somehow. I got to jump right in with both feet, so I'm a little bit awkward when it comes to things like this. I don't like looking at myself and hearing myself talk, but I'll do the best I can. But yeah, for the first time live, it's an experience, and I'll get better as time goes by. But anyway, thanks everybody for joining, and I hope you all have a great night. Yeah, so next time I'll at least give you guys a heads up when I'm going to do this, so that people can join, and maybe we'll have more people in here. And maybe I can figure out a better setup than just on my phone. I do have a laptop, but not the greatest. But yeah. Anyway, guys, take care. Remember, life's a journey. Enjoy the ride. And we'll see you next time. Bye.